After sweeping the Kansas City Royals and hiring Andy Pettitte as an advisor to Aaron Boone, the Yankees are looking pretty good. Hi, I'm here for the first episode of The Yankees Show. Today we're going to be discussing the latest Yankees news. Don't expect this every day, but do expect it sometimes because I want to post it. After sweeping the Kansas City Royals yesterday with an 8-5 win, the Yankees are looking kind of alright. In the standings, we are tied with the Boston Red Sox for last place in the AL East, which is not very good. But you never know, it could get better. We are 8.5 games back of the Orioles for first place in the division, and 2 games back of the Blue Jays for third in the division. Next up, we are facing the Mets in a 2-game series at home. They have Justin Verlander and Jose Quintana, I believe, pitching, and it's still unannounced who we're pitching, I believe. So we're going to have to see how that goes. I think we have to sweep that series, and then we have a real shot still at making the playoffs. But we need to make some huge moves this trade deadline if we want to have a hope. Aaron Judge is looking all right as he may come back in the following weeks, but there's still no guarantee as they're still not given a timetable for him. And him and Jonathan Lasagna, as I like to say, they faced each other yesterday in batting practice or something, and they both looked all right. So that was good. Today is an off day for the New York Yankees, so that's good. The guys will get some rest, and then we go for a 2-game set against the Mets at home, which I stated earlier. And since the All-Star break, the Yankees are 4-5 with a 7-2 loss to the Rockies, 6-3 win to the Rockies, 8-7 loss to the Rockies, then being swept by the Angels 4-3, 5-1, and 7-3, and then sweeping the Royals 5-4, 5-2, and 8-5. The 8-5 was yesterday where a few guys hit some homers, and Anthony Rizzo finally hit a homer. It's been I believe it was May 20th, his last homer. So that's very great that he hit a homer. Much needed for the win yesterday. Giancarlo Stanton seems to be getting on somewhat of a hot streak since the All-Star break where he's hit a few homers, which is pretty good. A few of them have been bombs. Pitching's been looking all right. Garrett Cole had a nice outing the other day. And Luis Severino pitched 5 2/3 yesterday, giving up 3 runs, which was not terrible. Could have been better, but it could have been worse, And then Ron Marinaccio gave up 2 home runs in the 9th inning, but luckily the Yankees still came away with the win. Anthony Rizzo yesterday was 4 for 4 with a homer and 3 singles. And is it a coincidence or did it change something? He changed his walk-up song to Taylor Swift's Ready For It song as his walk-up song, and maybe that got him more energized or something. Keep using that, Rizzo. Hopefully that can help me more. Jose Trevino is out for the season, which is unfortunate. And Anthony Volpe took yesterday off, but he's fine. He's just getting 2 days of rest, and he'll be back at it tomorrow against the Mets, which is nice. And Kyle Higashioka is probably the main catcher now for a while at least, but Ben Rodvet, I believe that's how you say it, has been pulled up from AAA, so that is good. And Austin Wells has been called up to AAA, so maybe we'll see him in the majors at some point this year. As of July 24th, the Yankees and Red Sox are only 2 games out of a playoff spot behind the Toronto Blue Jays, Houston, the Astros, and the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays have a 4.5 game lead in the wild card spot, and the Houston has 1 game above, and then Toronto has 2 games over the Red Sox and Yankees. Behind the Yankees and Red Sox are the Angels at 4 games back, Seattle at 4.5 games back, and Cleveland at 5.5 games back. So the Yankees could still certainly make a playoff push, but they need to make some moves at the trade deadline, and they need to get Judge back immediately. But it's probably still going to be a few weeks. Hopefully August is what I've heard, but there's no official things that are saying a day that he'll come back or anything, so just keep your eyes peeled, and maybe one of these days or weeks he'll be in the lineup. Yankees stat leaders. Average Gleyber Torres at 264. Sadly, Aaron Judge is still the leader of the New York Yankees in home runs at 19. Second is Gleyber Torres at 16. How is he still leading? I mean, he did amazing, obviously, in his beginning of the season, but then nobody else can pick up the team little and hit some homers. Gleyber Torres at 43 RBIs. Anthony Volpe at 17 stolen bases. On base percentage is 338 for Anthony Rizzo. In triples, Anthony Volpe has 3. There's a few other stats, but they don't really mean much. But strikeouts, Anthony Volpe has struck out the most in the Yankees at 109. 109 strikeouts. I mean, that's too much for him. I mean, it's his rookie year. Why is he striking out that much, you know? By the way, Domingo Germán will be pitching the first game against the Mets and Justin Verlander. In the second game, the 0-3, 7.36 ERA, like $20 million per year or something. Carlos Rodon's pitching the second game. I mean, he was injured for half the season or so, and in the couple of games that he has played, he has sucked. So, it's too bad we can't really trade him. That would be nice, right? I think the Yankees should, this is my opinion at least in a perfect world, get rid of Giancarlo Stanton, Josh Donaldson, Carlos Rodon, and any other salary dump. Really just try to build Andy LeMahieu, obviously, because he's meh, you know. Anthony Rizzo you can keep, I guess, maybe. But I think you just build around Aaron Judge and Garrett Cole for the Yankees. You know, maybe go down a few seasons. Just really don't do good, but get some good draft picks, you know, trade, get some superstars, and this could become a really good team. But the way it's looking, it's just going to be a lot of years, it seems, of just barely making the playoffs and not making much of a push. And even if we do get to the ALCS, I mean, we've gotten beaten. The last time we made it to the World Series was 2009. I mean, for the New York Yankees, that's just too long ago. That's 14 years it'll be now. I mean, I don't know. It's tough to watch the Yankees sometimes, but I watched their game yesterday, and I saw them hit pretty well, although the pitcher at the Kansas City Royals had pitching was horrific. 1-12, 6.19 ERA Jordan Lyles. Going into the game, he was 1-11, I believe, but he's now 1-12. He sucks. But so does Luis Severino, who actually got a win yesterday with a 2-4 record with a 6.46 ERA. So basically, Garrett Cole is the only good pitcher on the staff, and Aaron Judge is the only good hitter, and he's out. So, you know, hopefully things go up soon, though. If Aaron Judge comes back, I think the Yankees can make it to the playoffs still, but he's going to have to come back soon because the Yankees are trying right now without him, but it's not going how they'd want it to, I don't think. Well, that's it for this episode of the Yankees Pro Show. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Check out my other channels. And I'll see you in the next video. So have a good day. Bye.